This is the Orioles POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, happy Friday, Birdland. How are we doing? How are we doing on this fine, beautiful Friday night? This is the Baltimore Orioles POSTCAST. As always, my name is Luke Slabaugh. I am happy to be here breaking down O's versus Athletics on this Friday night. We are celebrating final score, Baltimore 3, and the Athletics, who have no permanent home right now, no qualifier, 2. If you're watching here live on the YouTube, go ahead, leave a comment in the stream. Let me know who your player of the game is, and we'll do a reveal in the second block. As always, we stream this show live to YouTube. It's available on demand immediately afterwards. So if you're watching on the replay, you're listening at home, or you're in the car going from coast to coast, leave a comment, rating, review, subscribe. It helps the Locked On Orioles channel as a whole. Not a lot seemingly on the surface for the Orioles to play for. They traded away their most valuable assets and expiring contracts at the deadline. It is time to regroup and figure out 2026. Who's going to be an important cog in this lineup and this bullpen? Infielder Ryan Mountcastle finds himself in a predicament. He enters a contract year. His heir apparent is already playing at first base and impressing, hitting for some power as well. And so, how does Ryan Mountcastle integrate himself into this lineup for 2026? Could it be the rookie from years prior who had such a great stroke over the left field wall at Camden Yards? Tonight, we saw a little bit of what could be with Ryan Mountcastle returning to the lineup for the first time since May.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And no matter what happens with Ryan Mountcastle in the offseason or next season, he's always going to be a fan favorite, whether it's the pop punk, check yes, Juliet when he stands up to the batter's box, or his raw power. Started out as a shortstop in the system, eventually migrated to play elite defense at first base. Mountie has been hurting, out with a hamstring injury since the White Sox series in late May. Still home in that game, if memory serves, on May 30th. So he's DHing on Friday night. Athletics come into town. Low leverage, low risk, low pressure opportunity. And he gets an at-bat in the first inning. O's only score in the bottom of the first, but it is the subject of tonight's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And I apologize for logging on late tonight. I was digesting a taco. Make of that what you will. Bottom one, right-hander JT Ginn on the mound for those Athletics. Starts off auspiciously enough. Strikes out Jackson Holliday looking on a two-seamer. Jordan Westberg striking out on a slider. And leave it to Gunnar Henderson. 2 outs, works an elite at-bat. What we've known for him all year, taking pitches on the fringe, works a 3-2 count, and eventually walks on pitch number 6 of the at-bat. What could have been a very quick 1-2-3 inning descends into chaos for JT Ginn and the Athletics. Next up, Adley Rutschman, also working a 3-2 count, trying to get that pitch count inching up towards 20. And again, 6th pitch of the at-bat, hanging slider at 86 miles an hour from Ginn, runs high, and Adley puts a charge into it. Home run to right center field, Adley's 9th of the year, and the Orioles quickly take a 2-0 lead. So with 2 outs, no one on, the situation has de-escalated for Ryan Mountcastle. First plate appearance, first trip to the plate since late May. First ball is a 2-seamer, high and out of the zone at 94 miles an hour. Righty on righty, Mountcastle DHing number 6, fouls off a slider at 93 miles an hour. That was also a sinker. So he's seen 2 fastballs, 93, 94. Mountie seems to be sitting off speed now. He's behind on the foul ball, 1-1 count. And just as Ginn threw it to Adley, he leaves a slider out over the plate at 86 miles an hour. And Mountie puts a charge into this ball, 433 feet to dead center. A solo shot, 110 off the bat. And in beautiful fashion, Ryan Mountcastle makes his return to Camden Yards in this Orioles lineup. 3-0 ball game, and the 10th time this season that the O's have gone back to back. Ryan Noda strikes out to end the inning, and already Ginn is at 28 pitches. The O's have him on the ropes. What do they do after that? Not much. To their credit, Gunnar Henderson sparked another rally in the bottom of the third. Well, an almost rally, a pseudo rally, if you will. 2 outs. Gunnar hits an infield single between the pitcher and catcher. Kind of a deflected ball that the catcher tried to throw him out, but Gunnar moves too fast. Adley then walks on 4 pitches, and Ryan Mountcastle shows that lightning doesn't always strike twice. He strikes out on a slider to end the inning as he gets fooled on one inside. After that, credit to the Athletics, their pitchers faced the minimum. Kobe Mayo walks later in the game in his final plate appearance, and Greg Allen grounds into a double play, which is disconcerting if you're wondering, who is Greg Allen and what is he doing? Former Yankees fringe bench outfielder, played for some other organizations as well. When the Orioles announced that move today, and I know they're not spelled the same, my mind went to the classic scene in Jurassic Park 3, where Sam Neill's having this dream nightmare on the plane. He wakes up the Velociraptor, looks in, the camera crash zooms, goes, Allen. Cinema gold. One of those made for DVD movies that was not directly made to DVD. So you could say that's disconcerting that the O's offense doesn't put anything up after the first inning. And it also leaves the argument that I will start going into 2026. Perhaps Gunnar Henderson, who will have quite a bit of stretching to do to hit 20 home runs this season, has been conducting team first at bats, unselfish at bats. He's not afraid to take a walk to extend innings. He has passed the baton on to Adley Rutschman or Tyler O'Neill or Ramon Laureano or Ryan O'Hearn or whoever was in this lineup after him. And he's done that swimmingly. He may be better suited to lead off these games and lead off the bottom of the first, top of the first, than Jackson Holliday. I'm going to plant that seed in your mind. That is a story for another time. The story for the next block, lights out pitching performance by Tomoyuki Sagano. Go ahead, put in your votes for player of the game. We'll look at those in a second. We're also going to talk about this new look Orioles outfielder. On July 31st, the O's had an outfield of 5 pretty impressive guys. They are no longer. This is I don't want to call it bench warmers. It is one of those underdog type stories. The second stringers all playing in the outfield and starting. Should be fun. They made some good plays tonight. We're going to talk about that after the break. This is the Baltimore Orioles postcast. On this Friday night, a reminder to be nice to our sponsors, including Gametime. Music shows are very hard to get into these days. You log on early, you wait forever for tickets to go on sale, you lose your spot in the line. All those third-party sites and resale markets have bots in there that clean sweep everything. And then you got nosebleeds 3 blocks away from Taylor Swift, and you're like, what? We talked about Gametime being good for baseball games and events. They're also good for concert tickets. Makes it easier, faster than ever. Prices drop on the app as you get closer to showtime, which means you can save up to 60% off with some killer last-minute deals. With Gametime, the price you see is the price you pay, no hidden fees. All those taxes and whatnot thrown right in there. Take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. It's Gametime. Whoa, PrizePicks is back in the PrizePicks is back in the fold. Daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. I'm supposed to be doing football stuff for the network this fall here on Locked On, but I haven't heard anything. Whether you got your eye on big name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, PrizePicks makes it easy to get in on the game. The flex play option is considered a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you can still double your money. Intriguing app, this PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's LOCKEDONMLB. So get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. PrizePicks. Run your game. I am going to say that was a very cold read of PrizePicks. I cannot remember the last time I had to read PrizePicks, but I'm glad they're back in the fold. Got a couple votes in for player of the game, and you guys are correct.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Without Tomoyuki Sagano, this game probably goes off the rails. In a environment right now at Camden Yards where you're not entirely sure where your next 5 innings are coming from, and the rotation looks a bit thin as you gear up to 2026, Tommy Sugar putting in the work and the audition tape to be that number 5 when the O's make the playoff run in 2026. Pitching has been the weakest spot of the Orioles, also the inconsistent hitting. However, Tommy Sugar, with his team-leading 9th win in this 7-inning effort tonight, 3-2 win over the Athletics. And it started off great from Jump Street. 2 pitches on 2 outs, 2 pop-outs to start the game, and then gets rookie sensation Nick Kurtz to strike out on 5 pitches to end the inning. Drama-free. The Big Amish, as they call him out in West Sacramento, goes down looking on this sinker that's running inside. Really good action, 93 miles an hour. We've seen the velo tick up a little bit for Tomo these last couple of outings. He looked great. In the second inning as well, getting Tyler Soderstrom, the phenom, to strike out on a splitter, made him look silly. Got Daryl Hernandez to walk, but eventually Lawrence Butler to fly out to end the inning. A little bit of trouble with back-to-back singles from Gio Urshela and Luis Urias in the top of the third, then gets Carlos Cortez to bounce out into a double play, hits Brent Rooker with a pitch to get runners at the corners, and gets Kurtz to strike out looking again, this time on the sweeper. 4th inning, drama-free. 5 pitches, gets Shea Langoliers, Hernandez, and Soderstrom again. Made quick work of this lineup and not a whole lot against him. Even the double he gave up to Lawrence Butler in the 5th inning was not hard hit off the bat. They're just well-placed baseballs by the Athletics. And so Tomoyuki Sagano, well earning of our player of the game. The final line tonight, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, which we'll talk about in a second, 5 hits allowed, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. None of those walks come around to score. The ERA sits at 4.24 as Tommy Sugar improves to 9-5 on the year. Really great stuff that we saw. And as we see right now live on YouTube, Jeff Molnar compliments the O's pitching staffs as they held Brent Rooker and Shea Langoliers in check. Kurtz as well. No Jacob Wilson, as he is injured right now, son of Jack Wilson. Only 5 whiffs against Tomoyuki Sagano. Nothing particularly hard hit for extra bases, which is the name of the game. Keegan Aiken comes on in the 9th inning, on for his 2nd save of 2025 and 5th career. 1 out, Gio Urshela reaching out for a changeup. He goes out and gets it behind the back. Keegan Aiken snares this ground ball with a pick from his glove, throws out Urshela for 2 outs, and then 2-0 count on Luis Urias, the brother of former Oriole Ramon Urias. High 4-seam fastball, lofted to left, had the velo off the bat, but Dylan Carlson is camped under it on the warning track to end this game. Sigh of relief, 3-2 the final. We got a couple minutes left here on the postcast. I want to thank you for joining me here late on Friday night. New look Orioles outfield. Colton Cowser heads to concussion protocol. Tyler O'Neill, with some wrist discomfort, hits the injured list. So the outfield that you know and love has been completely overhauled. Go back to late July. Ryan O'Hearn played some right field. Didn't say he played it well, but he played it all right. Ramon Laureano drifted between all those 3 positions. Who am I missing? Cedric Mullins, obviously. Colton Cowser. That was that. And it has been replaced. Dylan Carlson was tooling out there for a little bit, and he's still around. And now you've got Jeremiah Jackson filling in there admirably. Ryan Noda, waiver wire pickup from the Chicago White Sox. Jordan Adams, And Greg Allen. Allen. Yeah, former Yankee. Grizzled veteran signed to a major league contract today. Going back to the Lee Elia quote that we have referenced on the show many a times this season, it is hit the ball, catch the ball, and get the job done. Did they hit the ball? No. Did they catch the ball and get the job done? Yes, as a matter of fact. Some defensive highlights from each of the Orioles outfielders tonight. Bottom four is probably the first example, a liner by Tyler Soderstrom, a 3-0 ball game, and Ryan Noda. Kind of a Jim Edmonds dive. Maybe he didn't need to, but he doesn't cover as much ground as a Cedric Mullins, and so he does extend himself to make a nice diving play. Bottom five, we mentioned that leadoff double by Lawrence Butler to left field, not a hard hit ball. He went out and got a splitter outside. He gets moved over, and then a sac fly makes it 3-1. The next batter, and this is the game hanging in the balance now, a 3-1 ball game. If they continue this 2-out rally, there could be issues, and they might have to dip into the bullpen. The Orioles might a little bit earlier. Carlos Cortez, it's a line drive to center field, and it's knuckling away towards right field. Enter Greg Allen with a wonderful sliding grab to take away extra bases. We also saw Kobe Mayo get in on the action down the right field line, showing his range, jumping into the net to make a catch and rob Shea Langoliers of what could have been just a safely deposited foul ball. So Greg Allen and Dylan Carlson and Ryan Noda are going to earn their playing time. They're going to earn their stripes. We saw Dylan Carlson come down to a knee on a Brent Rooker pop fly that could have dropped in the Bermuda Triangle area. They're out in shallow left field. It's all really good stuff. If you can't make a difference at the plate, at least get some good plays out there on tape. Everyone's fighting for a roster spot now. The O's carry on, and they look to take this series tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch on Masson. It is Hall of Fame day. Adam Jones bobblehead night as Orioles induct him, Joe Orsulak, and Tom Davis into the team's Hall of Fame. It's a very special night. Get there early. Going to be a beautiful night. Right-hander Brandon Young goes up against right-hander Jack Perkins, two rookies trying to earn their first win in the major leagues. Something's got to give. Young's coming off one of his better outings of the season against the Chicago Cubs. Defense let him down early in that. We mentioned Jeremiah Jackson dropping a pop fly there in the first inning. Really threw things for a loop. Young's 0-5 with a 5.88 ERA. That's the lowest it's been since he's been in the big leagues. Perkins 0-2, pitching to a 3.97 ERA. That's on Masson. I'm going to be right here for you, and I will get in on time. I love you guys and gals. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Baltimore Orioles postcast. The final score tonight, Baltimore 3 and the Athletics 2. Good night. Stay safe, and I will see you right back here tomorrow night.